So I'm doing a review for South Park, Season 20, Episode 8, entitled Members Only. I liked tonight's episode. I thought it was okay. It wasn't one of the greatest episodes of South Park ever. I've been kind of complaining that there's some episodes this season that are kind of there just to be there, keep the plot moving. And this one was one of those ones, but it did set up the next episode pretty good, and I thought it was a decent enough episode. Anyway, into it. So first we have Garrison, who's now become the president. Not the president-elect. I thought that was kind of odd, but I guess they just want to get into it right away with what Trump presidency is going to look like, seeing how they're not going to be able to comment on until late next year. And they set it up in Tom's Rhinoplastery, which is a building that you always see in South Park, but you rarely haven't seen that's actually set in there. I think the last time they used it was back in season 2 or 3 when Garrison goes in for a facelift and ends up looking like David Hasselhoff. So they do this whole Darth Vader thing where he's looking more like Trump. They put a wig on him. They turn him even more orange. And then from there, he's harassing people like PC Principal. I thought that scene was funny where PC Principal's all pissed off. He's like, I can't believe this happened. And then in comes Garrison, and Garrison starts giving him shit about, you created me. You know, a little sly commentary on how the PC culture led to Trump. Is that true? Who knows? I mean, maybe it is a factor. People just got annoyed with it. I had some thoughts on the PC culture and where it's going now, but I won't get into that in this video. Anyway, so he tells basically PC Principal he can suck his dick. And then eventually he has to go to Washington because the whole world's about to go to war because the Danish are going to publish everyone's emails. So everyone's freaking out and the whole world is on the verge of World War III, and he doesn't know what to do. They keep asking questions. What should we do, Mr. President? Should we send the fleet to the Bering Islands? We got troops here. He's like, I don't know. Why you keep asking me? Yeah, like I said, they're commentating on the Trump presidency before we have a Trump presidency because it's going to be a while before they can. So that's some funny stuff. And, of course, go back to the Danish who are harassing the trolls. They throw him a phone. He's like, oh, sure, call for help, but then you'll have to tell everyone how you ended up here. And he's saying this to Gerald, skank hunt. And he decides rather than trying to stop World War III, he's going to save his own ass and sets up Ike, his youngest son, which was funny, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I hope Gerald gets his fucking ass kicked by the end of the season. He's got some comeuppance coming to him. And like I said, I don't know where he gets off setting up Ike. I think we've seen in the past Ike has got he's got quite the double life. Like a couple seasons back when Obama was getting elected, he was working with them so they could steal the Hart Diamond. And then 4 years later, he was messing with the Electoral College. So there's more to meet the eye than there is with Ike. So I think he pissed off the wrong son. And of course, this leads to Kyle finding out his father is the skank hunt. And then they run off at the end of the episode. So like I said, it's just setting stuff up for the season finale. But I didn't have a problem with this episode. Let's see what else. Cartman's trying to get to Mars, but he finds out he's not the only one. And of course, they've got Cher. Nice little callback there. And they take a tour with Elon Musk. And he's basically just showing them all of his inventions. And, oh, there's no ticket to Mars. And all the while, Butters is showing up, realizing that shit's going to hit the fan. And there's a line where Cartman says, oh, you're trying to convince everyone that you're now this feminist. You're the biggest misogynist asshole there's ever been. So, yeah. And then at the end, they're trying to convince Elon Musk if he listens to Heidi, they'll be able to get to Mars. So I wonder if they're actually going to get to Mars. That would be interesting, and it wouldn't be outside the South Park universe. They've left Earth to go to outer space in a few episodes way back when. So maybe they'll end up on Mars. I mean, they sent a whale and Tom Cruise to the moon, so who knows where they'll go with this with South Park. I have a few predictions. Let's see if there's anything else I got to talk about. No, I think that's it as far as the storylines. Garrison, Kyle, Yankon. One thing, is the Danish supposed to be WikiLeaks? The member berries. I just remembered the member berries. Of course, they got their own storyline where we see the little group of member berries who infected Caitlyn Jenner. They go back to their hideout, which is 1920s speakeasy, and they talk to the head member berries, who are these old 1920s style gangsters. And they're like, oh, we got one more thing for you boys to do. And then they go and party at the White House and prank call Vladimir Putin. Another nice little callback. And at the end, we find out these older ones are really trying to take things back. And they execute one of the younger member berries. And they're like, you remember stormtroopers? Like, oh, I remember stormtroopers. Not those stormtroopers. So, yeah, that I guess that's interesting. So, predictions, as I mentioned. I think maybe they will go to Mars. I'm going to say it. Someone's going to end up on Mars, and they'll probably be dead, like the whale and Tom Cruise on the moon. I think when they expose all the emails, we're going to find out that Heidi is just as bad as Cartman. I think we're also going to see Cartman go back to his old ways. I think the last episode, they kind of set that up where he was pissed off at Butters, and he's trying to... he's trying to hold back his anger. So I think Cartman is going to go back to his old ways. Okay, I think I might actually like the old Cartman compared to this obnoxious, feminist supporting one that you have now, because it just comes off as so phony, and it's just, oh God, you just want to strangle him every time you see him. The member berries. Somehow I think George Lucas is behind all of it. Just a thought. They keep setting up. Remember Star Wars? Remember how great it was? I think it's George Lucas that's behind the whole thing, instead of J.J. Abrams, who's been missing throughout the this whole season. They keep talking about Star Wars and the new one, and we haven't seen J.J. Abrams. So I get a feeling that it's actually George Lucas is behind the whole thing. And I think that's it for predictions. We'll look forward to seeing the next episode.